Salam, sweet people. Today it was my brother's birthday, so I made a special cake for him. To start off, on a cake board, I applied a bit of vanilla buttercream to stick the cake on the board. Now we will assemble the cake with our red velvet cakes. I already trimmed the tops off. You can also trim the sides of the cake, but I prefer to not cut them off. Applying a thick layer of frosting and spreading it out. Also smoothing it out so we have a nice even layer of buttercream. Now we have a nice smooth layer of buttercream. It's time to fill with some yumminess, crushed Oreos and some homemade cookie dough. You can also use store-bought cookie dough, but I made myself at home. Make sure you're pressing down the cookie dough and Oreo very firmly, otherwise you're going to have big chunks of them between the layers. And also the cake will be wonky. Now it's time for the second layer of cake and repeating the process of layering and filling the cake. Once you have put the second layer on top of the cookie dough and Oreo, press down firmly so the cake doesn't move anywhere and stays in place. Now putting the last layer of cake upside down preferably, because the flat side is the back of the cake. Pressing down firmly again so it doesn't move anywhere and the Oreos and the cookie dough stay in place as well. Cleaning the sides off with the buttercream that is coming out of the layers. So now we're going to apply the crumb coat with our vanilla buttercream. So a crumb coat is a thin layer of buttercream that locks in the crumbs of the cake, so we can decorate the cake afterwards neatly and tidy. So after we have completed the step, we have to refrigerate the cake for 30 minutes, so for half an hour. This time is preferably for in the winter days, but for the summer days you have to put it in the fridge up to 1 hour. Now scraping off the sides with a scraper to make the layer even more smooth. I'm applying more buttercream if I find if there are gaps and not smooth enough. So now it's time to refrigerate it, as I said, for 30 minutes in the cold days and 1 hour in the summer days. Our cake has been chilled and now it's time to apply the final layer. So I added crumbs of Oreos in my vanilla buttercream. This time I'm applying a thick layer of buttercream. For the final layer, you have to try to apply a thick layer as even as possible, but of course you can also fill in the gaps later on when scraping it off with a scraper. So now scraping it off with a scraper, very important to keep your scraper straight and adding more buttercream. If you find any gaps, go over again, but of course at a time you have to stop and be happy with the result. So to decorate our cake off, applying a thick layer of vanilla buttercream. This time it will be roughly, and as you can see, my buttercream was really cold because the temperature inside was not hot enough. You could also see it when I was laying wrap the cakes. Applying the remaining crushed Oreos. And cookie doughs as well. So I made some caramel sauce to drip off the cake. This is optional, of course, but to get that extra punch of sweetness. I also drizzled over chocolate ganache I made myself, so it's very easy, just a small portion, equal amount of chocolate and cream, full fat cream. Warm it up, mix it together, you have a smooth chocolate ganache. So as a message on the birthday cake, I made a funny message. So my brother got 27 years old, so I made a decoration that says RIP 26. So that was pretty much it. Thank you so much guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like my video. Also comment down what video you would like to see next.